One. ML Nation, this is Simon Chan, and I'm fired up to bring our special guest. This is someone that is close to me, a great friend, and we're talking about rags to riches a lot. I literally saw this guy rags. Well, maybe not in rags, but he was so poor. It was like 10 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment when I first met him. And he's probably embarrassed about this, but at that time, he had trouble paying the hospital bill for his newborn baby. And he was just hustling. This person, I met him in 2008 in the Philippines, just hustling. And to the point where I remember at that time, I didn't know how to pay electric bill because they didn't have online billing there. And he would go all the way across town, take 2 hours in traffic to do it for 300 pesos, which is about like $6. 2-3 hours of time to do that. Struggling, never made any money. But one thing I did, and I'm kind of nervous for the show. And I know this intro is a little bit longer. I'm probably making him nervous too, because this intro is longer than I normally do, because he's such a close personal friend that I'm so proud of what he's done, because I really saw him transformation. And you know what? He was at the beginning. I always talk about, you never know who is going to be good and who's not going to be good. And when I first went to the Philippines, I wouldn't have said that he was going to be my leader. And that's why I say you never prejudge. And there were people that were smarter, better resources. But you know what? Like one of my favorite quotes is, you never underestimate the Harvard champion. And sometimes you can't tell. And for this guy, he was young at the time. He had done network marketing, failed many times, but he never quit. And the hunger and desire. And we'll talk a little bit about the show. And today, he's one of the top leaders. So anyway, Nat Sunio, my good friend, we finally have you on. Are you ready to make it happen?
Yes, Simon, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here in MLM Nation. It's been my dream to be in your show. But before anything else, I just want to thank you for all that you've done and for all that you are doing in the industry right now. I have so much things to say about you because you have so much memories, and you've been a big part of my success here in the Philippines. And I just want to tell everybody, you have the biggest organizations right now in my company here in the Philippines.
Well, thank you for the kind words. You know, I want to give everyone a better background of you. Like I said, that was a very different intro. I've done over 700 different intros. Most of them are the same. That was very unique because you're a personal friend of mine. And for those who never heard about Nat Sunio, like I said, he grew up in a poor family, never finished college. He got into network marketing at a young age and struggled for 5 years before his major breakthrough. And that's another reason why he never quit. And today, he's a top leader who's made over 5 million. This is a person who could even pay the hospital bill to over 5 million US in lifetime commissions. He's built a huge global organization that spans over 20 countries, has over 37, check this out, 37 diamond directors. That's multiple six-figure earners, 37 of them in his downline. He and his wife are, like I said, close friends of mine, have 3 kids, and live out in Manila, Philippines. So anyway, Nat, welcome to the show. Why don't you take us to the background? You're young, you're poor, you're broke. How did you get into network marketing?
All right. When we met Simon, I've been in the industry for 5 years already. Now, all in all, I've been in this industry for like 19 years. Wow, that was so quick and fast as well. But most people doesn't understand. Now, when they saw me in my company now, I mean, I hit this huge income already in just 10 months. But what most people doesn't know, I've been struggling for the past 5 years before in this company. So my first encounter in network marketing, because my uncle, my brother are all doing network marketing. And I was young and I was studying during that time. I was in college. I remember that. And I saw them doing this all dream board. You see this dream board, right? And they would post it in our wall, and I get so excited. What are these things as well? What are these things? They told me these are the dream board as well. So I got excited because I thought when my brothers and my uncle become successful and rich, we will also have a better, better lifestyle. But it never happened. It never happened. So when I was in college, 4th year, before graduating, that's what my first that was the first time I joined network marketing company. So my brother invited me to join this local network marketing company, and first time I attend this training, and I was so amazed and I was so excited as well because I could see all these figures, I could see all this income, and I was thinking in my head, like, if I could make this kind of money, like I could provide a better life for my parents. I really wanted to have to provide a good life for my parents because they've been working so hard for many years already. So I know how they work so hard, but and I also realized that if you're just working hard and if you don't have the right opportunity, if you don't have the right opportunity and just working hard, it would be very hard to make this good income, right? So right there and there, I realized like work. We have to work hard, but at the same time, we have to have the right opportunity or right vehicle as well. So when I saw this company, I joined immediately. Not much thinking. I was young. I lack of knowledge, lack of experience. I just joined because of excitement. That's what my first encounter. And then, in fact, I'm a, I'm a risk taker. I wasn't thinking clear during that time. I would just get so excited. I quit studying just to really focus in this network marketing thing. Right? And you know what happened? First 4 months being full time, the company closed down. Wow. The company closed down. And that was my first big lesson in this industry. So I really wanted to prove that my decision was right. So what I did, I joined company after company after company. And then in 5 years' time, I've been to 8 different companies already. So I was a total failure. Can you imagine like talking to your friends over and over again and inviting them to this company, and you will tell them, hey, this is the right opportunity for the 8th time, right? Nobody wants to believe me anymore. And I also, in my heart, like I started to feel like I'm a failure as well. Because I've been to 8 companies for 5 years. If somebody would invite me in network marketing, I totally, I almost give up. I could say I quit at some point in network marketing. Because somebody would invited me, I would tell them, hey, I think I have the right to tell them this is not for me. Because it's already 5 years and I've been to 8 companies, 8 times I failed. I mean, I was thinking like, I have the right to tell you that this is not for me because I tried 8 times already. How many people tried the same thing for the 8th time for 5 years as well?
What mistakes were you making that made you keep on failing?
I didn't know during that time, but now I understand, right? I just joined company, right? Being with these people, I just enjoying being with my uplines, with my crossline. I'm just enjoying the experience, but I don't have that intentionality. I don't know how to set goals. I don't have the, I could say I don't have the skills that is needed to really grow the network marketing during that time. So just like 5 years had passed, and I don't have much skills. I don't have much experience. It's just really me going there, just really showing up, and not much development in terms of skills, not much development in terms of experience as well. So
why did you stay with MLM? How come you didn't say, I'm going to just go get a job because I'm a failure? This is obviously doesn't work for me. 8 companies. Why did you stay with marketing?
Here's the thing. I told you earlier, like I think I quit at some point in network marketing. So I decided to go to other countries. That was my plan, right? So then I looked for a job here in the Philippines that would help me. So I was housekeeping in a hotel, and I thought this would give me enough experience so I could go to other countries or maybe cruise ship, so I could work. I can earn somehow dollars so I could provide for my family. But I was thinking also in my head that I don't want to leave my family. During that time, a few months before we met, my wife now, my girlfriend during that time, Joan, was pregnant. And my mother used to work in other countries for 5 years. And I was 12 years old during that time. I know how it feels to go home without parents, because my dad needs to work 5 a.m. in the morning at 8 p.m. at night. And then my mother is in other countries working for 5 years as well. So the whole day is just me and my brothers as well. So I don't like that feeling. So I was thinking like, I want to go to other countries so I could make more money. But at the same time, in my heart, I have this inner conflict. Like, I don't want to leave my wife. I don't want to leave my kids. So seeing other people as well going in the other countries just to really work for money. But at the same time, they get divorced and family is not so good as well. Yeah. So what's the point of that? So that's my inner conflict. And then my uncle and then you, my uncle introduced me to Yuzana. And then then we met, right? That was the story. So I wanted to quit, but when I saw this company, I saw the products as well, and I told myself, like, I'm just gonna give this one more time, but this time I'm really gonna give my best. This time I'm gonna do this right, because I know in my mind, in my heart, that I didn't do it properly
Yeah.
on my first 5 years in the business.
When you share that story, I totally forgot you were doing housekeeping. I remember you telling me now, because I just see your success now for the last 9-10 years. That I remember when we first met, we went on a prospecting trip at a hotel, and you were telling me, hey, did you know I used to do housekeeping? I totally forgot that. You told me that. And I think just to let people know about prospecting, why you never prejudge, is that I remember when we first met, right? Like you said, you failed 8 times in 5
Yep.
years. And then there were other leaders that were successful. And then if you look at these leaders, you say, well, this person is going to be successful. It's probably not going to be successful. Probably going to join. This is going to be his 9th company, and he'll quit. And that's what you never know. You can never tell who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. So what made you do, and I think that I want to share the story how we met too, because there's a lot of lessons behind that. I was told that someone was interested to, and sorry if the kids are, hold on, one second. Chabignon, I'm doing the interviews. Hey, this is the real deal. Well, if you have 3 kids, man, I'm like a dog. Anything can happen. I wanted people to know the story, that it was someone that wanted to meet me. And, we always talk about one more meeting.
Yep,
and,
yep.
And I just like one more meeting. Okay. And there was a meeting. I don't want to go into details. Some of you may have heard me talk about it on stage at 12 p.m. midnight. After a long day shopping, I was going to meet Nat's uncle on a Tuesday. And on the weekend, this is like, I got married. I bought a new house. I'm hanging out with my wife. And, his uncle actually wasn't even meeting your uncle, it was meeting it would be your aunt, your uncle's wife, right? Who was like a maid at that time. And my wife was like, why do you meet the wife when you're going to meet the uncle, right? On Tuesday. But I did that meeting at 12 p.m. And when I was presenting, the uncle was actually on Skype watching. And his nephew, his young kid, was not watching. And even when we went to Philippines, you were the first people I met. I was never impressed. I was like, this guy's a nice guy. We went to like bubble gum for dinner or whatever. Never impressed. You never know. And then, so you got started. You didn't have much. And I think back, you weren't that very, very successful in the beginning, because a lot of people will hit ranks fast. But you were, I would say, steady, didn't have the ranks. What kept you? Did you ever think that, oh my goodness, this is the 9th time I'm going to fail again? Did you have those doubts?
I'm sorry, the question.
Did you ever had a doubt that, oh, I'm going to fail again? This is going to be our 9th company.
Anyway, outline. The Baba Gum, that was the first restaurant that I ate. That was the first expensive restaurant I ate.
I know.
That's why I'm so excited.
That's why Not just told me this recently. Yeah, for those who don't know, Not just told me this recently, like a month ago, that of course I was taking them out, and they chose the most expensive restaurant because they never had a really nice meal before. And I thought they were just, they've been here all the time.
Who knows? It might never happen, right? So, but anyway, going back to your question, Simon, during this time, for some reasons, once in a while, maybe you will have doubt. But I think during this time, what I have that I don't have on my first 5 years in the business is I have this clear why. I have this really why that really impact me during that time. I know that I had to make this. It's either now or never. I knew that. So I was prepared. I don't have the skills. I still don't have the skills. I still don't have the experience. But during this time, I was prepared to do anything just to be really successful in this business. And you know what? During that time, I wasn't thinking of big income, really. I was just thinking for like about $300, $500. If I would make like $300, $500, this would make a big difference in my life during that time, right? And you know what, guys? So for some of you that are not from here in the Philippines, $300 and $500 is huge. That's about an average monthly salary income here in the Philippines. So, and yeah, just during that time, I was just really prepared to do almost anything legal and ethical. Just to
give it an example.
Yep.
Give an example of prepared to do something that you did, to do anything that the old knot will not do?
Okay, so I'm really ready to attend all the trainings, and not just to be there, not just to be present, but really learn. I'm really prepared to talk to people because my first 5 years I was shy, right? I have so many excuses to do the things. If these things would make me uncomfortable, most of the time, chances are I will not do it.
Right.
Chances are I will not do it. But this time, because I know I need to make money. So I decided, I know in myself that I need to do this, or else I would not make this kind of results. Right? I think that's the big difference. The why is super, super important. And I think this would be my last. I told to myself, this might be the last time, because I don't want to imagine myself going in other countries, leaving my wife and leaving my son here in the Philippines.
I think you see that a lot of times when people attend the training, they're excited, emotional, but then when it comes to actually doing the work, they go back to the comfort zone. And I think for you, you're actually like, this is it. I attended trainings, I'm motivated, I learned, but I'm not going to go back to the old knot and just don't do anything. I'm going to actually do things uncomfortable and actually talk to people.
Yep. The fear is always there. The fear is still there. But this thing, what we learned, right? So our dream is basically outside our comfort zone. But before we could get to that dream, we have to overcome this fear, right? From a comfortable comfort zone, and then fear, and then our dreams. So I knew, I knew that the only way for me to become successful was to basically overcome all of these things.
How do you overcome it? How do you you can't, you just do it. How do you overcome
it? You're right. Just do it. I wasn't really thinking and analyzing so much. Looking back, I could say that I wasn't really thinking and analyzing so much when I was starting. I'll just show up. Whatever my upline will tell me and you will tell me, I will just do it. They say just do present the business, talk to people, invite people. I'm just doing it every single day. This time with much intensity because of my wife, right? And I know not everyone would basically join, but I'm hoping that some would join. So some will join, some will not. So what? And then next. And I'm just really, I remember I was just really focusing on vital actions, vital activities. I wasn't doing a lot of things during that time, except from vital actions.
Yeah.
Looking back now, aside from vital actions, is inviting, prospecting, talking to people, attending trainings, goal setting with my uplines. That's all the things that I'm doing. Before I sleep, I will think about my goals. And when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing that I will do. So
what was the turning point or aha moment in your business? Maybe in the first, where things really all of a sudden really start taking off. So you're making, I remember 300, 400, 300, 400, all of a sudden you're a big moment and things start taking off.
Okay. I think when I'm around 6 months or 5 months in this company, 5 months or 6 months, the first 4 months, even though I have these 5 years of experience with no results, the first 5 months in this company was still a struggle, because you still need to learn how to present this company, these products as well. You need to develop new habits as well. And it was really challenging. My first income is a second month. I didn't make any money on my first month, right? Third month, I make money, but all of this is just, break even. I was just living with the $2 a day during that time. So on my fifth month, because my son, here in the Philippines, we have to, how do you call it? Baptize?
Yeah.
Baptism, something like that, right? We don't have any money. So my wife, her mom was asking, like, when will be your son will be baptized? We'll have baptism. Joan is always saying, like, oh, Nat is busy. Maybe we could do it 2 months, 3 months from now. But the truth is, we don't have any money. So my aha moments, like, that was my goal. So on the fifth month, we made $400. And we're able to have this, baptism when our son was already, I think, like 8 months or 9 months old during that time. You usually do it on the first month. but but we were able to do it during his 8th or 9th month because we don't have any money. That's the aha moments because this is the first time I broke that $400 mark.
How did you do it? So what did you do something different, or you just got the skills and finally learned it?
Yeah, so here's the thing. So I thought the first 4 months, I'm not making any progress. At least in my results, I'm not making any progress. But little did I know that I'm learning the skills already. I'm sharpening the skills, right? I'm talking to a lot of people. So even though they are not joining, but I'm learning a lot from them, different backgrounds, different age, different salary, different objectives as well. So all of this I'm learning that, how to talk to these people, how to close to this kind of people as well. So, and then I have few downlines as well who's learning with me, who don't have yet big results. But over time, if you will do things every single day, and then my downlines, our first leaders are basically started to gain new skills with me as well. Then 5 months, 6 months, then boom, I made $400 in 1 week. And then the next one, it would be like $1,000 after that $400. That month I made like, around 1,200s or $1,200 around that month. The following month, I made like more than $3,000. The month after that's like $4,000, and never went down after this point.
Yeah.
It was a solid income. And if you would ask me what's really the key in that, it's like the really first 6 months or the first 5 months that I don't see any results in terms of income, but it changing a lot from the inside, like the skills, the mindset, the confidence as well, how you talk to people, because communication is important, right? So
yeah. Now I think a lot of people say, well, I've been doing it all the time and like I'm not getting results. How come I don't have the breakthrough? But you were consistently doing those income producing activities every day.
Yep.
Like even when you're earning only $0, 100, almost like you're making 4,000, doing it all the time. It's not like because you're not getting results, you were slowing down. You maintain that consistency. It's like, I guess it's like a kid learning how to swim or learn how to ride a bike. You do it, all of a sudden one day you get it, but you have to be on that bike every single day. And so I want to switch a little topics here. I think one thing that I shared your story to many, many people I've coached is like, I talk about the 3 mistakes in network marketing. Number 1 is quitting. Or you quit. Number 2 is getting to management mode, and number 3 is going full-time too early. And I think number 2, getting management mode. One thing I think everyone needs to hear this is you got to a rank where you were like 6 figures. I remember Ruby at that time, and so Ruby is like 2,000 a week, right? And not you had bigger dreams. You always had big dreams to travel in the U.S., be making millions, giving back. God's important. And I remember, and I think everyone needs to listen to this. Every day, Nat was in the company office for 12 hours a day, averaging, and people say, how many presentations? Averaging 8 to 9 presentations a day, everyone. And he did it for 2 years. And I think the only day, and Saturdays, Monday to Friday, 12 hours a day, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturdays, you did in the mornings, maybe 9 to like 2 p.m. and then spend time. Sunday, you were with family and maybe did a little bit. But that is what it took and did for 2 years. What kept you so focused and so disciplined? Because that's something like, I was like, wow, even I'm consistent. That's very hard to do. What kept you focused and not burn out?
That's a very good question, Upline. Even though we hit this kind of income, like $2,000 every single week, I remember my wife was telling me, like, I mean, this income is huge for us. Can you imagine like making like $2,000 every single week here in the Philippines, right? And she was telling me, like, what else do you need to do? What else do you need to prove? Why you're working so hard? Because, during that time, it's my confession with you guys. Like, I don't have much time with my wife. I don't have much time with my son during that time, and my family as well. All I do is just to really build the business, really. And Simon is basically right. And sometimes it's not even 12 hours, sometimes even more, sometimes 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours. But looking back, that's what it takes to really build a huge business. We are not making like an ordinary income every single month. We are not doing this just to have an okay life. I think the reason why I'm consistent, going back to your questions, Upline, is my fear in going back to the life that we used to be. right? So when I started to have this kind of income, when I started to believe in myself, and we started to have this success, then I realized like, wow, we could really, this is really possible. This is really happening right now. And knowing that knowing your skills already, your experience, your mindset that you grow. Remember, your income is always equivalent to your value as well. So it will never go back to that. But I don't want to be complacent because I still have big dreams. I still want to provide for my family, my parents, and my other siblings as well. And I still have this bigger dream. So I remember that discussion with me and my wife, and I cried, really. And that's where she understood that this is really my dream. I told her like I've waited so much for this. Until now, I'm very emotional. I waited so much for this, right? Yes, we are making $2,000 every single week. It's huge, but not huge enough to provide for our dreams. I'm not just thinking about myself, but to provide for others as well. And I was in the zone, and I don't want anyone would stop me in that. So I mean, that was my focus.
You were definitely in the zone. Like I remember 8-9 presentations a day, and you just stay in the office, and people bring people to you. You do your own personal production. Yep. And I think just to remind everyone, like in Philippines, like a doctor, what does the average doctor makes? What, 400 a month, 400 US a month?
I mean, in terms of income.
Yeah, income.
Not US, maybe like $8,000, $10,000 a month.
Pesos.
Pesos.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
US dollars a month. Yep.
No. In Philippines, how much do they make? A doctor.
I don't know, maybe like 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
A month. But that's huge already. Not all doctors make that kind of money.
Right. And now you have someone like not making 2,000 a week, which is, and most people make like a nurse, they make 300-400 a month. Most people. Yeah. Would that be correct? Most people make 300-400 a month.
Yeah, $300-400 a month.
$300-400 US a month.
I was making US, and during that time I was making $2,000 US every single week.
Yeah. But you still got the hunger and desire. So right now you've earned over $5 million in commissions US, right? What motivates you to keep going?
I had my seasons as well. To be honest, I've been in this company for 14 years. I tasted success already. We had consistent income for the past 10 years, and praise God for that. We are making not less than 7 figures monthly income in pesos every single month for the last, I think, 9 years or 10 years. And I'm always telling to my downliners, like, I'm not sharing this to brag, but I'm telling this to them, like, if you build your business right, because you can build your business in the wrong way. If you can build your business right, this is the possible income that you could get. And it could be consistent. It's true that there's a semi-passive income in Usana, right? So not totally 100% passive income, because we have a longer vacations, we have better options, but you still need to be there and work. So I have my season as well that I was trapped to a management mode, especially when I made the 7 figures every single month. Then I told myself, like, I was thinking, like, what else can I prove? I don't have nothing to prove, and the hunger wasn't there anymore. And I was just cruising for like, I don't know, 3-4 years. And then one day, just woke me up. This realization woke me up. Is I'm not here. God gave me this opportunity. God gave me this leadership. God gave me this great story as well. Right? So He didn't put me in this position just to serve myself. I'm here to also serve others as well. Right? So 13 years ago, there was you who inspires me, who trained me to be successful, right? Like who I am today. I should do the same thing, really. If not, it's not because of you and Upline Ed and other mentors who helped me, I would not be here. And during the 3 and 4 years that I was cruising, I wasn't doing my part. And I realized I was so ashamed with myself, like, and I was also thinking, what else can I model to my kids? It's good to have time to rest, to have vacation as well. But it's not good to have so much time and not doing something that's really meaningful and purposeful. It's not really a good we're not really being a good role model to our children, to our leaders as well. So, and when I had those realizations, then I told myself, like, this is what I will going to do for the rest of my life. Really serving people, serving God in this opportunity, in this platform as well, because He's the one who provide all these things as well. I mean, if I would not be here, then teaching this next generations and helping them as well. Remember those who are ahead of us, who dug the well. That's why we could drink this water as well. So I think we should do the same thing.
Yeah, that's very inspiring. And just to let you listeners know, I'm not talking about 7 figures a month. That's over 20,000 something US a month, which is a doctor makes only 4,000 a month, and he's making over 20, 30,000 a month. It's a lot. The income there in the Philippines, the buying power is like 10 times, more than 10 times what you can do in the US, but not still out there going out there making an impact. So I want to ask you another question. What is my favorite question? What is your worst moment in network marketing, to the point that you wanted to quit, thought about quitting, but you didn't quit, and that's why you are the leader you are today?
That was December of 2008. I met you already during that time, Simon, but just online, I guess. No, I think you came here already.
Yeah, I came a few times. Yeah.
I met you once during that.
But we never talked. We talked a little bit, very mostly through your uncle. So I didn't talk.
Yep.
In other words, everyone, Nat was like a nobody. You're a nobody. You're like a little guy. I didn't spend much time talking. I always talked to like his uncle, this other guy, Mel, the big wigs. But that's one thing, you never prejudge. You never know who's going to be good. But I knew Nat was hungry because you always show up for the trainings. You always showed up early. You always had a heart to help. I talk about helping me pay the electric bill and all that. But so anyway, go on. December 2008. What happened?
December 2008. I'm just like 2 months in this company, and but in my head, I've been here for 5 years and here again. But it's not easy, even though you decided already that you're willing to do whatever it takes to become successful as well. So, I mean, one of the most hardest part for me is that December 2008, because we don't have any money. Joan is the only one who's making money. She's making around $300 a month during that time. But that $300, she needs to divide it. Some of that money, we need to give some money to my parents because we are living with them. Of course, share the electricity bills, share the water bill as well. And most of that money will go to buying milk, because Joan cannot do breastfeeding all day because she's working every day. And we don't have any fridge during that time. And for some of you there who is mom, that, the milk should be frozen. Right? So we don't have any fridge. So we have to rely on formulas as well. And it's thousands of pesos every single week. So most of the $300 go there. And, my wife, doesn't really have any money every day. And we have this fight. And I was so down during December. Like, I was really crying. I was really praying. Like, Lord, I've been doing this for the past 5 years. I don't have any bad intentions. All I want is just to provide for my family. Right? I'm not doing any bad things as well. I'm not cheating. I'm not stealing to people as well. So why it's so hard? I remember that prayer. I was praying during that time, and I was crying. I was crying while reading a book. While reading a book, and then after that prayer, I remember myself. I want to motivate myself because I cannot afford not to be motivated. Because who else will show up tomorrow? Right? I knew that the future of my family, including my parents as well, would be during that time would be dependent on me, because they're working so hard for decades, just like what I shared to you guys, but we don't have that much results. We're still renting, and we still don't have our own place as well. So I knew, because of this opportunity in network marketing, this high potential income, as long as you're willing to work hard on it. But it was really, really so hard. And I remember I borrowed this the old iPad to Upline Ed, my mentor, my uncle during that time. And I was listening to this music that I Believe I Can Fly by Mariah Carey, and I don't know, what's the
R. Kelly.
yeah.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, just to really motivate myself. And I was crying, and I wanted to give up. And then my wife told me, like, you have until February, 2 months, to make at least $200 1 month. If you're not gonna make that kind of income, then you have to find another job. And I understand where she's coming from, because she's the only one who provides for our family. And I'm 26 years old during that time, 5'10", and cannot provide a single penny. I was really devastated during that time. I don't want to be in that place. More than the income, the most important thing is the reputation, right? I wanted to be the one to provide for my family as well. So I want to redeem myself. So I told her like, okay, February. Even though it's so much emotions during that time, then I decided, okay, February. I knew where she's coming from. I mean, she has no reason to be really happy because I wasn't producing anything. And
No,
remember when she gave birth, it's all her money out of credit card. I don't have any savings for 9 months. So she has all the rights. She has all the rights to be upset. And that's why, I really appreciated her because she stuck with me, right? During those hardships. And it's hard,
yeah.
right? That's why I'm telling
I
you.
remember. I remember even that first year, the relationship issues, because money causes relationship problems.
Yep.
Right.
That was the worst. That was the
Stress.
worst moment.
Yeah.
And that's December. And one more thing I wanna share in that, because I was forced to borrow the stroller because we don't own one, right? And I have to bring my son into her office because here during Christmas we're caroling, right? Where they could give gifts, money, right? So we don't want to do that. That's not the kind of person who that we are. But I was forced to do that for my son, not for ourselves. So those things, and I told myself like this will not happen again.
Yeah.
This will be the last time.
How important is consistency to success?
That's very important. It says here, this is one of my favorite quote, like success is the product of daily habits, not in a once in a lifetime transformation. And that is consistency, right? You could be good at one thing, but if you will do it once in a while, you're not gonna make any results, right? So I would choose this guy who is showing up every single day and being consistent over this guy who have so much talent, so much potential, who are showing up once in a while. Between these two, the one that will be really, really successful is the guy who's showing up every single day.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's
His
where I
name
knew you did really good. I think getting back to when you hit Ruby, because a lot of people hit Ruby and the income drops, but you still showed up 12 hours a day to do 8-9 presentations a day. While some people would do maybe 2-3 presentations a week, and you're doing 8-9 a day.
Mm-hmm. And always
And
have short
very fast. Yeah, you always had a circle of people. Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. I could talk to you forever, but we're gonna go to the end of the show. Some quick questions to pick your brain, and these can be very quick one-sentence replies. Okay. So the first one is, what is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you? Maybe it's the one you just said, or you have another one.
Yep, this one. But the first one is before, it's like some people succeed because they are destined, which is I believe, but most people will succeed because they are determined. That's my first ever favorite quote during that time.
I love that. Some will succeed because they're destined. Most will succeed because they're determined.
Yep.
I love that. And the other one was what? What was the other quote that you said? Daily habits instead of what was that one? Behind you?
This one.
Yeah.
Success is the products of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformation.
That's great. What is one habit that's helped you become successful?
Just one?
Yeah, any habit.
Maybe for me, it's like the habit of continuously learning, because it really helps me a lot. It gets me motivated. Like every day, if I work out, I always listen to YouTube or Spotify that would basically motivate me. In my car when I'm gonna drive, going to presentations or other places as well, that I would listen to audios as well, and that's really helped me a lot over the years.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Just continue every day. In the Philippines, we call it like tuloy-tuloy lang. That's what my upline is always telling me. Not tuloy-tuloy lang. In English, like just continue. Just continue. Just like what they are saying. No matter what, just continue. It doesn't make
What's your
sense at the beginning, but it made a lot of sense now.
Yeah. What's your favorite prospecting tool? So say today you have an interested prospect. Do you hop on the Zoom or present to them? Do you send them a video, a personal video, or maybe a company video? Do you meet them? What do you like to use?
Yes, I call them and set up a presentations. I will personally present the business to them. So that's how I invite now. And if there's one tool that I'm using for follow-up and for opening their mind, is one of my favorite is the pipeline story in YouTube.
Oh,
because it presents the leverage income
yes.
versus the linear income.
It's the Pablo and
Pablo and Bruno.
Pablo and Bruno.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Awesome. What's your favorite app on your phone that's not a social media app?
Spotify.
I love Spotify. What are 2 or 3 books you could recommend?
How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's one. What else? The Law of the Leadership, 21 Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. That helps me go from Ruby Director to Emerald and Diamond as well. That's one. And of course, the Bible.
Yes, amen. And here's the last question, the $1 million question. You ready? So imagine you had to start all over again, and you knew nobody. You're like an alien that went to another planet. You didn't know Joanne, didn't know your kids, but you had all your current knowledge, skills, and wisdom. What's the first thing you do, or the first place you go to build a network marketing business from scratch?
That's good. I will go to the place where most people gather, right? And the first thing that I will do is to connect with them, build relationship, and add value. That's what I will do. Because I will connect with them, you have the relationship, and then you add value, you build influence. And then every time you want to pitch them about the business, it will be the easiest part.
So what's the place that you go? Well, that people gather? Where?
Maybe sports club.
And then how do you provide value? Because a lot of people say value. What's an example of providing value?
I mean, always be willing to help. Because if you're always be willing to help, it would present you so much opportunity to talk to people as well. So they would open up to you as well. And just really, I'm always telling to my downlines, always smile, always find a way to always be ready to help, because who knows? You don't know. This would open so much opportunity as well.
Hey, thank you so much. As we wrap up, any last words or advice? And then what's the best way our listeners can connect with you, Nat?
Okay, you could connect with me in Nathaniel Sunio in Facebook, and I have this page as well that I use to inspire and motivate people. Nat Sunio. Sometimes I go live in there, and maybe my advice to you guys: just really believe in the industry that we are in. There's so much opportunity out there, but I've been in this industry for 19 years, and what I've realized now, through the ups and downs and through these recessions, through this pandemic, still I believe it's one of the best opportunity for average people is still network marketing, because average people doesn't have huge capital. The average people doesn't have huge network. They doesn't have skills. So the best business for them is network marketing. And seeing these people, seeing these success people, seeing their stories as well, so you could have an idea of the life that they could have in this industry, and just continue.
Hey, ML Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today you may hang out with Nat Sunio. So keep up the momentum. Go to mlnation.com, click on the podcast tab at the top and the show notes. But with all the nuggets of wisdom that Nat shared be right there, including the links to his profile. Definitely check out his Facebook page. Check out what he's doing. He's got amazing pictures of his travel with his kids and his family, and also the value he provides on his Facebook page. We'll have the links right there. Definitely follow him and check him out. Hey, in order to be successful in life, in business, and in network marketing, you must help others. So Thanks again for sharing your valuable time with ML Nation. We're grateful to you and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much again, and God bless you.
Thank you, Upline. Thank you.